Hello everyone, it's Rachael O'Connor. I'm the Principal Psychologist and Clinical Director of the Therapy Spot here at Palm Beach, and I thought today I'd try something a little different and a little daunting for me, which is to go live. So no pre-recording and no editing and no restarting. So as some of you may be aware, every quarter I meet up with some other psychologists and we get together and talk about what our plans are and the things that we want to achieve in our practices in the next 90 days. And they challenged me, which helps me to grow and step outside my comfort zone and make the Therapy Spot a better place to be, to do some live videos. So here we go. So this week I was working with some of my anxious patients, and I actually stopped and spent a session teaching one of them one of my favorite mindfulness tasks. And mindfulness is something I've done lots of training in and reading about because I actually find it's really helpful for me when I suffer from anxiety from time to time, when I do new things or I step into new spaces. And this particular lady wakes up with anxiety, so her heart beats really quickly, and we have somebody with us, really quickly, and she needs to calm down. So we've done a couple of different techniques. So once she gets up, I've told her to do something that I personally do myself every morning, which is a tea meditation. Mindfulness with tea. So mindfulness is about paying attention to this moment, here and now. Because often when we're anxious, what we're worrying about are the things in the future, these scary things we think we have to face, or those times in the past when we think we did something wrong, and you ruminate and keep it there. But if you're here and now and we're sitting with a cup of tea, it's not so scary. So we stop, we drop, and we pay attention. So the way I do this every day is I go into my kitchen, I turn the kettle on, and instead of picking up my phone or running around doing other things, I stop and I listen to the kettle boil. And I take some deep breaths, and then I pour the hot water into the tea. So if it's a quick morning, we're putting it into a tea bag. So pop it into the tea, into your cup, and you just watch as the water swirls around the cup and changes the colour of the tea. Good morning, Renee. We're doing a tea meditation, so something that I do every day that makes me feel a lot better for my day. So we watch the tea change the colour of the water, and then we sniff. So you sniff and you have a good scent of what's going on, and then you might like to add some milk to your tea, or you might drink it as it is. So then you go and find your spot to sit down. So you sit down and you let the air out of your lungs and you settle into your spot. And that's when you kind of set how your day's going to be. So put your hands on, noticing the heat of the tea. In winter, I'll often put it up on my cheeks, particularly if I've got the flu, because it'll help decongest. I smell the tea. I notice that steam coming up and covering my skin, which is nice. And then you draw it to your lips. You notice the anticipation and you take a sip. So you're noticing that tea going into your mouth and that heat, and you really enjoy it. And then you just slow down your breathing, and you notice that tea just warming you up from the inside. And you keep inhaling, and as the cup cools down, You just feel the warmth of the tea. And you notice the different tastes as you go along. You can, if you want to, sort of imagine the tea going down your throat and down into your belly and warming you from the inside. Sometimes this process can take me up to 20 minutes of a morning, and then I want to do it again. I find it quite addictive and quite soothing. I sometimes often do it at work. You don't always have to think through every process. It's just about that stopping and enjoying. So I hope everybody is having a lovely day, and I'll talk to you again last week. Have a great weekend, Ren. Bye everyone. It's Rachael O'Connor on the spot at the Therapy Spot.